Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll dive into Ragnarok M Classic and explore its unique features and mechanics that set it apart from Ragnarok M Eternal Love. The closed beta test for ROMC is just around the corner starting on December 4, and you can join by clicking the links in the description below. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. The most notable feature of ROMC is its promise to use Zeny as the only currency in the game. This means that players do not need to top up premium currencies like BCC to gain an advantage. It's an interesting approach that many fans have been eagerly waiting for, as it evens out the playing field for all players. Zeny can be earned through various in-game activities such as completing daily tasks, farming monsters, selling loots, and clearing dungeons. Every player has an equal opportunity to get rich overnight if you get lucky with rare cards and equipment from defeating field and dungeon MVPs. As a universal currency, Zeny allows players to freely purchase any item, including headwear, costumes, and mounts, without needing to spend real money. Items that were previously locked behind paywalls are now mostly accessible through gameplay, except for a few items which are only available through the advanced tier of the Kafra Adventure log. This approach enables players to save up over time and eventually buy their desired items. The system fosters a sense of accomplishment while encouraging progression based on skill, time, and persistence rather than financial resources. That said, the developers have been fully transparent that ROMC will still have limited monetization systems to sustain the game's operations. However, it will only be limited to purchasing Zeny and unlocking the advanced tiers of Kafra Adventure log using real money. While no game monetization system is perfect, I think their approach is commendable, as it avoids predatory practices while still generating the revenue needed to support further development and maintenance of the game. To maintain Zeny's purchasing power, there will be a strict control on the production and consumption of Zeny. The proportion of Zeny earned for farming has been reduced. In return, the amount of Zeny and other rewards acquired from daily gameplay tasks, topic system, and weekly dungeons have been increased. Other measures to regulate Zeny include adjusting the prices of equipment with refining to make the price difference that can be earned less exaggerated, setting limits for materials sold and purchased to prevent long-term hoarding and participation in Zeny Bus, and rollbacks on transactions related to banned accounts within the past month. Second, ROMC takes a step back to the basics with only the original 6 job classes available. Each class branches out into a secondary job, giving a total of 13 classes. This means that expanded classes like Supernovas and Type 1, as well as hero classes like Thanatos and Redfreezy, are not available in ROMC. Additionally, all classes are capped at 3rd jobs, meaning there are no Tier 4 jobs such as Stellar Hunter or Saint. ROMC also introduces some class balance adjustments that differ from ROMEL. For instance, Alchemist Homunculi damage has been significantly nerfed. Priest and Crusader healing now scales with magic attack. Performers have access to Illusion Puppet skill and can cast Raging Storm while performing solo skills. Hunter can learn the Minefield skill and have higher trap damage multiplier. And plenty of skills have higher damage multiplier, such as Assassin's Ghost Wave and Knight's 100 Spears, and reduced cast time, cooldown, and cast delay, such as Wizard's Meteor Storm, Rogue's Triangle Shot, and Priest Magnus Exorcismus. ROMC retained the multi-job system, which unlocks after reaching 3rd job. Unlocking another class within the same class tree costs 500,000 Zeny, while unlocking the multi-job of a different class tree costs 8.8 million Zeny. This means that players can pick any job that suits their preferred playstyle for boss hunting, clearing instances, and battling with other players. Third, character progression has been streamlined to make it easier for newcomers. ROMC provides in-game recommendation for stat distribution and skill point allocation based on your chosen build. Character growth systems have also been simplified, focusing on just the Aesir Monument, Guild Blessing, and Adventure Handbook. The complex development systems of ROMEL, such as Advanced Runes, Oracle Extraction, and Ancient Relics, are not implemented in ROMC. However, additional growth systems like the Constellation Map and Master Skills will be implemented, both of which require significant Zeny investment. Fourth, building equipment sets in ROMC is much more affordable. Players can start with basic gears obtained from Time Rifts and Chaotic Invasion and gradually transition to MVP loot or craftable equipment. Some instances also offer first clear rewards, allowing you to select a piece of gear. Enchanting materials, more gold coins, and enchantment coupons can be obtained through gameplay, such as clearing Thanatos Tower or using Zeny. Advanced systems like equipment synthesis, ancient equipment, and phantom equipment are not available in ROMC. However, there is a new system where you can upgrade your weapon to its star version. For players with Holgren phobia, ROMC has a safe refinement feature up to plus 15, allowing you to avoid the risk of losing valuable Zeny. Instead, you can stockpile multiple copies of equipment for safe refinement. Fifth, farming Zeny will be simpler due to the following changes to the farming mechanics. First, combat time has been replaced with combat attempts. This means that the first two players who dealt damage to a normal monster will consume combat attempts to obtain the corresponding EXP and loots. Everyone can kill up to 3,500 normal monsters per day, which increases to 10,000 daily after reaching the third job. You no longer need to worry about one-hit kills as long as your character can survive. Second, there's no level gap correction, which means that players can now gain 100% EXP and loots when farming monsters of lower levels with no reduction in drop. However, there's now a level suppression correction wherein normal monsters 20 levels higher than the player will take reduced damage. This prevents low-level players from exploiting high-level monsters. Third, adventure treasure chests will be rewarded after every 500 monsters killed daily. These chests contain a variety of materials and even has a small chance of obtaining rare items like MVP card boxes and refined coupons. And fourth, unspent combat attempts are converted into rest rewards, which will be sent directly via in-game mail the next day. Thus, players who are too busy to set up their farming can just log in to claim their rest rewards every day. 6. The Kafra Adventure Log in ROMC resets monthly and not seasonally like in ROMEL. All players can receive the monthly premium card and offline farming card for free from the Novice tier. However, higher tiers can only be unlocked with real money. Aside from claiming more Zeny and development materials, the second tier grants one limited headwear and a self-select gearbox, while the third tier grants one limited headwear, a self-select gearbox, and a costume with no stat unlocked. 7. The card system only includes basic cards obtained as monster drop and the King Warrior craftable cards. The amount of Nolan cards needed for Combined Fate and ROMC has been reduced to 1,500 only, allowing players to roll a mini or MVP card more frequently. There's also a free MVP card event which lets players earn an MVP card of their choice upon completing Varus tasks. 8. For boss hunting, the respawn timer remains the same as in ROMEL. The only difference is that ROMC has introduced a cap of 5 MVPs and 10 minis per day, but it is not counted towards combat attempts. After reaching the daily limit, players can no longer deal damage to boss monsters in the field and no longer receive rewards. 9th, most instances in ROMC remain the same, with some adjustments on the clearance rewards and the number of times you can get rewards. As an example, Thanatos Tower grants more gold coins and enchantment coupons, and the 2 Komoda dungeons grants headwear, costumes, and mithril. There's also a ROMC exclusive instance called Wild Fantasy Fable, where players could defeat 300 monsters to get material rewards and EXP in exchange for mode duration. In addition, there's no Kafra battle event in ROMC, and instead the Cat UFO invasion event will happen weekly every Wednesday. As for PvP classic modes like Yo-Yo Arena and 6v6 PvP team competition are still open. However, other PvP modes like 12v12 and 3v3v3 are not available. And lastly, for the Adventure Handbook, the 1% attack and magic attack deposit attributes of SSR costumes and headwear have been removed and adjusted into basic stat points. For example, some costume only provides 6 points of physical and magic attack when deposited in the handbook instead of 1%. This reduces the power gap between free-to-play and paying players, ensuring an even battlefield. In addition, the deposit reward of some cards has been adjusted. The most notable is Minora's card, wherein activating the Insight effect will only grant 20% ignore physical def instead of 50%. Ultimately, ROMC offers a more relaxed and balanced environment that caters to both casual and hardcore players. It ensures that everyone can enjoy the game's features without being hindered by financial constraints. Aside from enticing new players, ROMC can serve as a new yet familiar place for returning players. Will you be playing the closed beta test of ROMC? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.